Hey everybody! Okay, so if you didn't watch my last video, I'll show the special guest again on this video. Um, so today I'm reading The Terrible Two again, chapter I think 9. If I ever mess up the chapter, just put it in the comments and I will fix it. Okay, chapter 9. I have to ask you something, said Niles, and I promise I won't tell Principal Parkins. But were you actually the one who parked his car in front of the school? No, said Miles. Okay, good, said Niles. Because if you were, I probably would have told Principal Parkins. Yeah, said Miles. I'm sorry I lied, but I think sometimes it's okay to do something wrong if it helps you do something right. Like ratting on me to Principal Parkins? Exactly! Principal Parkins relies on me to sniff out wrongdoers. Anyway, here's our classroom. Niles opened a blue door. There's Miss Sandy's desk. This is the doorknob. Is this the doorknob? Miles asked, grabbing the doorknob. Yes, that's the doorknob, said Niles. Miles found an empty seat far away from Niles. Niles noticed. He got up and came across the room and sat in the seat in front of Miles. Buddy system, Niles said, twisting around in his seat. We have to sit by each other. Great, Miles said. The girl next to Miles laughed. So Niles is your buddy, huh? Niles answered for Miles. Yes, I'm his buddy. Miles, this is Holly Rash. She's sitting next to you. Hi, Holly. What did you say your name was? Actually, I was the one who said his name, said Niles. I'm Miles, said Miles. Miles and Niles, said Holly. That's confusing. No, it's not, said Miles and Niles at the same time. Miles gave Niles a dirty look. Niles gave Miles a really happy look. Well, said Holly, if you're looking for any real information about the school, let me know. Miles leaned over and whispered, Who's the school prankster? What? Holly asked. Who put the principal's car on the front step? You mean it wasn't you? No, said Miles, it wasn't. Yeah, said Holly, I know, I was joking. The bell rang. A split second before the throw stopped, the big kid who looked like Principal Barkins burst through the door. He took a look at the teacher's desk and discovered it was still empty. He strolled down Miles's road. As the big kid passed Miles, he let his backpack hit Miles on the face. Watch it, Nimbus, the big kid said to Miles. Your face just hit my new backpack. The kid took a seat in the last row. So who's he? Miles asked. That's Josh Barkins, the principal's son, said Holly. That's Josh Barkins, the principal's son, said Niles. Josh is pretty much the worst kid at school. In this school, said Holly. Well, I don't want to call anyone the worst. Josh is pretty mean sometimes, said Niles. Also, he really likes the word Nimbus for some reason. Can I just hear from one of you, said Miles, and could that one of you be her? Niles arranged his pencils on his desk into the shape of one big pencil. Holly said, well, the deal with Josh is he never breaks any of the rules at school, but still comes up with nasty tricks like hitting you in the face with his backpack. He never gets in trouble, said Holly, but everyone knows he's a weasel. Still, he's our class president, said Niles, and he'll probably go on to being our principal one day, so we should respect him. That guy's class president? Miles asked. Yep, said Niles, just like Principal Barkin was always class president, and so was his father, and his father, and his father. The Barkin, the presidents to principals. That's the Principal Barkin is always saying. That's what Principal Barkin is always saying. He cheats, said Holly. Well, he used to run unopposed because he threatened to beat up any other candidate, said Niles. Technically, I don't think that's cheating, but for the last couple of years, Holly has run against him and lost. You lost to that guy? Miles asked Holly. Twice, said Niles. How? Miles asked. The class president counts the votes, Holly said. That's a dumb rule, said Miles. The class president makes the rules, said Holly. That's ridiculous, said Miles. If you're not going to win, why'd you run? I'm a protest candidate, said Holly. I make presence in the race exposure, the injustice of the system. Plus, we get to miss a class to write our speeches. Miles was impressed. "Where is the teacher?" asked Starks, who was sitting to Miles' right. "I mean, the bell rang 3 minutes ago, and there was nobody here. This is hilarious!" Nobody laughed. "Are we supposed to teach ourselves?" Just then, Miss Sandy walked into the classroom. "Sorry I'm late." Miss Sandy tossed a canvas tote onto the big desk. "There was a car blocking the entrance and I had to go around the back." "That car was crazy," Stark said. "Thank you, Starch," said Miss Sandy without looking up from filing out a seating chart. "I hope everyone likes where they're sitting. These will be your seats this year. Except for you, Josh. Why don't you move up from the back and take this desk in the front row?" Josh looked mad for a split second, then grinned. "Sure," he said. "I can move up to the front now. I'm not sure that my dad, Principal Barkins, would want me to move though. He always tells me to be decisive, to make a decision and then stick with it no matter what." "Move, Josh," Miss Sandy said. "Okay, Miss Sandy, I'm moving. Of course, I'm going to listen to you. You're the teacher in this class, after all. However, I will be telling my dad that you made me move, even though I had already found a seat in the back." Miss Sandy's smile tightened a bit. "Now, Josh," Miss Sandy said. "But," said Josh, "no arguing." "I'm not arguing," said Josh. "But it might be worth mentioning that I'm the class president, and so—" "Josh!" Josh picked up his backpack. "You know, I could tell my dad that you were late, and you'd probably get fired. He's the principal." "I know he is," said Miss Sandy. Her smile tightened a bit tighter now. "He's your boss." Miss Sandy turned to the board and began writing her name in big letters. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Miss Sandy. While Miss Sandy was finishing up the wine Sandy, Josh hit Miles in the head with his backpack on his way to the front of the class. Oh, and the picture before that was this. Okay, chapter 10. I'll stop there for today, and my special guest left. So let's go see if we can catch her. Oh, here she is. Say hi. Oh, wait, we don't want to turn the camera. Look, there she is. There she is.